Good morning.
Hello sir, good morning. Actually, sir told that he made him feel ancient, but when I listened to sir's speech, he is not ancient, he is more updated than most of the college students. Because most of the college students, if you ask IoT or blockchain, they don't know. But sir, because I'm not even sure how many of you know about Google Lunar Express. And he is not ancient, he is very young he is, that I'm sure. So, just I want to tell first what is Space Kids India. Basically, it is a aerospace company. So we are 7 years old. In 2010, we started as giving space training to students in NASA and Russia. Then we slowly grown up. We started manufacturing parts. Then we started manufacturing satellites, and now we are into manufacturing small rockets and all. So first of all, I just want to show you what is KalamSat. So what do you think? Like, if it is a satellite, I'm having a satellite here. What you will think? Like, satellites will be big as a room, or it will be big as a 2 bedrooms. Because usually in news you can listen. They are telling the weight of the satellite in tons. But what we wanted to make is like, see, we all are space enthusiasts. It's a big story if we go how we got the interest. But we are very interested, and it's like, it's our life. Space is our life. So we wanted to make space accessible by everyone. See, when you go back into the years, when you go back in 80s, 70s and all, computer is not accessible by everyone. Only corporates and big companies can own a computer. Even 5 MB hard drive will be this much, like that. That time when personal computers came in, and it changed the industry. So what we wanted is, we wanted to have similar kind of revolution in space industry. Imagine like everyone could have built a satellite and launched that into space with their own experiment. When space become accessible, so one day you can go to space just like you're going in the flights. So that is what we wanted to happen, like space tourism and all. That's what now even Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is owning the Blue Origin company, so which is basically a space tourism company. So to start that, we wanted to start with satellites, so everyone can easily build a satellite and launch that into space. So the main problem that comes is the mass of the satellite. So the more the mass, the more you have to pay for the rocket. For 1 kg in current market, you have to pay about $80,000 for launching a kg of payload into space. So what we thought is, why don't we reduce the size? What we did is, first we made a satellite. Actually, KalamSat is our 4th satellite. So in our 3rd satellite, it is 1 kg. So we built the satellite, and we were wondering how to get the funding to launch that into space. So that moment, like, we almost got depressed, because it is about $70,000 you have to pay to like SpaceX or Electron. A lot of companies are there, so you can get a slot on the rocket. So we were so sad that I told them, see, our style, for our company style is, when you get low, just have some fun, just chill out. After some time, your mind will automatically create a solution. So what I told to ma'am is, ma'am, let's take a break and go and have gulab jamun. I told ma'am. So she told, okay, yeah, let's have a gulab jamun, and she prepared gulab jamun, and we started eating. And he is holding the gulab jamun like this. He was about to eat, and ma'am and myself stopped. And I grabbed the gulab jamun out of his hand. I told, why don't I build a satellite which is small as a gulab jamun and light as a gulab jamun, so we can easily launch that into space. It may sound crazy, but it's all about the vision you have. See, when I give you a gulab jamun, what will you do? You will just eat. But when you have a vision for something, you will start see everything in your vision, so you can get related to whatever you see. You can get related to that vision. So that is how we got the idea of KalamSat from the gulab jamun. At the same time, NASA announced a contest to make a payload, not satellite. You can make any payload which will revolution the space industry for next generation. So we came to know about the contest, and this also happened in the same time. So I believe in karma, so I think it is karma. So we built a satellite. So this one is actually the original satellite we just got back from space. It is a reusable satellite. Just like Elon is doing the reusable rockets, we are doing reusable satellites. So here's the satellite. It is an actual satellite. We just got back from space. A satellite which you can just. Lot of times when I was giving my TEDx talk, I was talking like this, and I told I'm going to show you the satellite. So all were like, how you ship, how big it is. I was just like putting my hand in my pocket and grabbing this out. Yeah, this is my satellite. I can store it in my pocket. So it is that small. And what is the most? See, every satellite has a purpose. So what is the thing here we wanted to show is 3D printing. Like 3D printing is a physical industry, but if you want to manufacture a new thing, like new prototype or something, which is not that easy before the years. But 3D printing is now emerging. So if you have an idea, you can just design it and you can print it. But we asked, is that possible in space industry? Like you are having a model of satellite, you want to fabricate it, you just don't need to go to the big manufacturers like Boeing or Lockheed Martin or anything to build the hardware. You can just 3D print it. So that's why we wanted to make it 3D printable. But 3D printing is in very beginning, in current day, you can just print toys and all because that is not strong enough. So we created our own 3D printing technology. So we combine the carbon fiber with polymers because carbon fiber is polymer. Our aim is to make the space accessible. So if we put the carbon fiber directly, it will increase the cost. At the same time, we have polymers which are not that strong enough, but it is more economical. So what we did is we added both. So we came up with a perfect, it is like a perfect cup of coffee. So it has the perfect blend of the bitterness and the sweetness. So it has the perfect blend of the strongness and the economic thing. So we came up with the technology and we worked it will take a lot of time if I go deep into the technology inside because we have to reinvent everything, the processes and everything. So at the end of the day, we came up with the KalamSat and which was launched into space. After the KalamSat, Google Lunar Express got announced when I was 10 years old. I was in 4th standard or something. My dad was also a scientist. He is no more. So I started coding when I was 5. So in the system computer, there is an old system, the old CRT monitor running Windows XP and all. So me and my dad were watching Google Lunar Express getting announced live. What I told is, I told my dad, I wish I could participate in the competition. So we went through the regulations. I thought it's just a competition, but it is not. It is a real competition. We have to reach the. So I told, Dad told, yeah, right now it's not possible. Maybe in the future you can participate. I left the Google Lunar Express topic there itself, and I was continuing in this field. But the thing happened after the KalamSat is, in the top 4 teams are told, we were from the US team, the team Synergy Moon. So what we got is, first we talked with Team Indus, but the sad thing is we didn't even got opportunity in ISRO either or Team Indus either. We didn't got back the reply. But the thing is they tell, Indians always have good value in the foreign. It's like that only. I was just messaging the Synergy Moon. I suddenly instantly got the reply from the CEO of the Synergy Moon telling, you can come to our team. So it is not basically a US team, it is an international team. The team is having members from all the 6 continents. The ideology is to promote peace in space. Here on Earth, we are divided by geographical boundaries. But the concept of Synergy Moon is uniting all together and creating a mission where all people from all countries will be there. So the main agenda is to promote space. Peace in space. International brotherhood in space. And we got into this thing and we were developing rovers, same Synergy Moon. We were lacking for the funds. Everything happened. At the end of the day, the fate, for Team Synergy Moon. No, it's not fate. Google Lunar Express is officially no more. The competition got over, but Team Synergy Moon, Hakato, and we 3 are still trying to launch our payload into space. Even though there is no competition, we just want to launch the space because the main ideology of the Google Lunar Express is to promote the business in space. So that is how the Google Lunar Express started, and we are still in track to do the thing, and Vinay will continue.
Actually, as Rifath said, it's pretty, we were also pretty new. Actually, we didn't know that, okay, we'll be exploring moon as such. And as he was telling, our satellite is just, if there is any new app which is going to come up on the Play Store, they launch a beta version of it, which is solely for testing purposes. So as such, we didn't want to create much of a space junk in space for KalamSat, and the increase of space junk in future might result in less exploration of space, and it might just create a lot of debris. So what we thought is, we were not sure about how it's how its function is going to be. So we thought, okay, why don't we use a suborbital launch itself? And later we got the suborbital launch from this competition called as Cubes and Spaces, like he said. And through the suborbital launch, we actually demonstrated this technology and the material. The technology was 3D printing technology, and the material was reinforced carbon fiber polymer. And the whole mission flight duration was for 240 minutes. It gets exposed in space for 12 minutes. It's a parabolic flight where they retrieve the rocket, and we retrieved it back, and we found that, okay, this material is really feasible in space. And right now, as he said, Synergy Moon came across us telling, okay, you made the lightest satellite in the world, why don't you make the lightest spacecraft to be landing on the moon? So that is how we entered the competition. And right now we're using the same technology and the same material to make the rover, and we are, regularizing the payload to be a maximum of 5 kilograms. And I hope your wishes are all with us. We just want to explore space. Just one more.
Yeah. So I just wanted to convey one more thing, you are seeing us, our face, but our backbone is Dr. Srimati ma'am. Without her, it is not possible. See, Sir told about the leadership. Every company needs a matured, in youngsters you get the vegam, but you need to be the CEO, you need that vivekam. So Dr. Srimati ma'am, she is the CEO of our company. So without her, it is not possible at all. See, nowadays the word startup is more misunderstood word by the college students. See, every day I'm facing a lot of students. Come and I want to start up, I want to do a startup, or they create a startup. I have met a lot of people who have created the startup and going in the negative revenue. So what's the problem with the current day student scenario is, they are only seeing the Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, but they are not seeing the Steve Wozniak and Pan Sharker behind. That's the problem. So every company needs a Steve Wozniak and Pan Sharker. A lot of, even for Bill Gates, there is a backbone. So every company is like that. So for my advice to students is, if you have an idea, just don't go and create a startup. So nowadays, even I gave a speech, I gave a lecture in Cognizant 15 days back. So I made a joke there, it was also about the startups and entrepreneurship. What I told is, in India, current generation is having a procedure for doing a startup. First thing is, go to the Facebook and log in, create a page for your company, go to your friend list, find 3 or 4 similar people and add them to the page as admin, and that's all, your company is over. Because a lot of companies are there, they are going in negative revenue. So that is what I wanted to tell, because if you have a good idea, just don't go like that. Get a matured person, get experienced person, go as a team. See, never use the word I, me, myself, because a single man can do nothing. Always go as a team and rock the world. Thank you so much.